Mr. C. Subramaniam, a lead fellow and principal consultant at SSS Consultants, and carries out design consultancy work in the field of HVAC, intelligent building automation system, and green buildings with over 4 decades of professional experience in these fields. He has also served as a senior trainer in Trane Academy in his previous assignments. Mr. Subbu is an alumnus of IIT Madras, is a Presidential Member of ISHRAE and also a member of ASHRAE, AAR, IGBC and FSAI. Today, Mr. Subramaniam will talk us through transition from BAS to IoT-based Smart HVAC system for end-user benefits. So delegates, let's welcome Mr. Subramaniam.
It's very nice to be part of this session. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity and inviting me to share my thoughts on smart HVAC and systems. And very nicely we have heard from the expert panelists so far, and as we are hearing, I had to read was everything almost what is covered under the topic. What should be taken care of under Smart HVAC has been very nicely covered by all the panelists. However, I would like to look at it from another dimension, which is a transition from legacy BAS system or today to an IoT-based Smart HVAC system. A transition from a legacy BAS and a Smart HVAC system from an end-user benefit. End-user means I'm talking about, the owners, developers, and the occupants who are there in the building, right? I think that's the dimension, that's the perspective that I would like to take everyone through and share my thoughts on that. Now, when we talk about smart HVAC, what exactly we talk about smart HVAC, one is systematic and integrated approach. Because why we need integrated? Because Arup covered everything covered under the sun. Every system which is covered under the sun, be it electromechanical, MEP, not only MEP, architectural elements, everything is now integrated. So which means we have to talk about a very systematic, very integrated, inclusive approach to this. And whatever we talk about, it should be measurable and controllable. And it should be achievable. It's not just, live through the life cycle of the entire system. And whatever savings that we establish to the owner, we talk to the end user and owner, it should be recurring saving. That is, it should not be happening that just first year. It should be a recurring saving, and it should address the total cost of ownership. Because that is something which, one is a recurring saving, achievable, total cost of what does the owner want now? He wants to have optimized on your total cost of ownership there, right? And when we say that BMS or building automation system, what does it do? It optimizes energy efficiency, sustainability, reducing operating costs without compromising on comfort and life safety. Let us see how the thing has evolved so far. Now we have a very good journey, in the BMS, BAS, Smart HVAC, or whatever we may call under the sun. 1900s when we started with pneumatic systems and all that stuff. Now from there, step by step, we have built up the intelligence. The industry has built up the intelligence in every piece of equipment that is, inverters we are seeing VRF, we are seeing, absolutely great microprocessor controls. And then we gone into DDC controllers, and then 90s, we have the interoperability open standard platform where ASHRAE brought out the very nice backnet standard, which is very nicely adopted. And now, after that, what? Now we are into IoT, we are into digitalization. Now, why are we that? And can we build on that? Because overnight, every system cannot become IoT based. Every system cannot become smart, but how can we transition from there so that every business owner, every developer, every installation can get the benefit of this entire thing? How do we get that done? And we all know that, when we talk about a building, be it a small size, be it a medium size or a large size, we have all this equipment. We have a host of mechanical, electrical, plumbing equipment and all that. And whatever is there, we bring it under the building automation. And whatever we call under smart, we call it a smart meter. Everything is becoming smart. Now, if an equipment manufacturer, as we have been seeing, they're very much scared of getting into the innovation umbrella, innovation dialogue. Now, that is because, under the smart, they can define. Now, who has to define smart? What has to happen is what the industry has to define. But we all know that every building has got an MEP system into it, a lot of commercial buildings, which we talk about, which means going forward, every piece of equipment, what you see on the screen here, has been building on their intelligence. And that, I think, intelligence is going to grow further and further. And maybe the innovation is going to come in that. For example, VRFs and split systems have gone for innovation. Chillers have gone magnetic chillers and whatnot we have not seen in the past. Now those are coming there because your total systems kilowatt per ton has gone down drastically. Now elevators, possibly you are seeing great system. Glazing, I have not put that glazing thing, but that is also now having a great system. So that is what is happening there. So this is the traditional architecture, what you see in a BMS, BAS system, field level control, automation, building management. Is it going to be there? Yes. As I see today, as a practicing consultant, what I see today's context, buildings are built with all these kind of controls, it's or chill-up plant controls and all that stuff. But where are we going to go from here to what? But only thing is, we have to transition from this to data, information, and intelligence. Now, we cannot scrap this entire thing because that means that whatever we have been doing is wrong. I don't think that is right, because our thermodynamics are very clear. Our air side controls are very clear. Our chill water side controls are very clear. Because how is your energy spend happening? Because we always say buildings consume almost, in every building, you say around 50 to 60% of your energy consumes in your HVAC system. And out of that 60%, 50 to 60% is consumed in your chiller plant controls and all that. So which means whatever we talk about energy efficiency, we talk about sustainability in a commercial building, be it a healthcare, hospitality, office space, or whatever it is. It's all there, whatever we have been doing is correct. But only thing is we have to take it from there instead of addressing on functionality, instead of addressing on, I'm happy that everything is working all right. No, that is not where the owner wants the operations team to stop today. They want to get into data management. They want to get into data analysis. They wanted to get into information gathering, and they want to build intelligence into an automatic fashion where things will take corrective action and it is not human driven. It is, we talked about, Arup talked about how the transition is going from to artificial intelligence and all that, but our basics have to be there. So whatever you see on this screen, now what is happening is you're going to have, the built-in intelligence. So whatever you say actuator, you see chillers, you see fans, you see valves and all that, those things are still remaining there. But only thing is the building intelligence is what is happening, because we are talking about every piece of system that we are talking about. And again, coming to interoperability, we know that in a building, multiple systems are there. And technology is going at a rapid pace that in every piece of subsystems, what you see here, it is advancing on its own under the umbrella of technology. The security manufacturing setup, security group of people, advancements, elevator, lighting. But where are all they talking together? They're all talking together on an interoperable platform where luckily in 1995 our ASHRAE BACnet is there, and going forward our MQTT standards are coming up and all that stuff. So this is what we see in a normal BMS, BAS system where the energy is consumed on the air side. Now here, you're going to see a big transition because everything is going to be AI driven. Everything is going to be a cloud platform. Everything is going to be on a smart sensor, but our basics and fundamentals are going to be there. Now, this is where the purpose of taking you through this screen is this is where your energies are consumed in a building. Now, if we don't address this and if you forget about this, then your energy capture is not going to be there. So whatever smartness that we want to bring in, whatever the advancements in technology and integrating into other systems that we are talking. Vishal said about how an occupant is able to control, and it is in demand and supply and demand ratio. And then they can decide, they can prioritize where they want to optimize. Some of them may not want to do on comfort, they want to do on the process. Some of them may not want to do on the process, they want to do on the comfort. But obviously, at the end of the day, there has to be user-oriented, user-driven, and things like that. So, because that is where the energy is consumed for us today. For example, the systems are getting advanced, but unfortunately, there is a lot of gap between what we see on the technology side and what is actually being delivered. And that is because of the gap which our panelists, a lot of panelists have addressed this in their talk earlier. There is a gap between, we have to bring the awareness and the capability levels of the service people, the technicians, even the designers, and so many things which also open up little bit more and more towards advancement. I would like to say one more strong word, use it. Architects, I think, they should go beyond their walls and glazing and all that. They should get into an overall consolidated systems and things like that. And looking at a building, you've got multiple people here. You see on the screen here, facility manager, building owner. These are the people who are, impacted on a building. And what are their expectations? Expectation of facility manager is different. Building tenant is different. Maintenance person is different. Building occupant is different. Now, each of them has got their own outlook, their own, priorities. And our smart system, when we say smart HVAC and our system, it should address everyone's need and everyone's expectations. And there should be a tool available to each one of them to manage and operate a building to achieve owner's objective. Because today's systems in a building is getting increased and increased. Anything under the sun is coming under that. Glazing control, renewable energy control, lighting control, access control, everything is coming there. But I think we should come out with something which is affordable, which is also delivered rightly, commissioned, and stays there. And I think the focus also has to get shifted from products to solutions. Today, we have to take the entire set of people, contractor up to service provider, to shift to solution based. And from the present BMS system architecture, we are moving to cloud, but the awareness has to be there. The maturity level of the entire industry also is not there. Is it there? I don't think so. Even today, we talk to the people will say BMS is not working. That is because of our, approach is not right. The owners don't take it very seriously. Presentation, which will open up our eyes on that. So we are moving into cloud, but cloud is not going to do everything. There is no magic in the cloud. The cloud is going to achieve energy saving for you. Somebody has to write the logic. Somebody has to write the AI, the machine language, why it is done, how it is done, and all that. What is sub laws have not changed. Water side laws have not changed. Right? And we can say, Google, we can say Azure, we can say Microsoft, we can say Amazon, but they are not going to do the magic. The magic still remains with the people who know the application, who know the programming, and a lot has to be done on that side. And going forward, yes, a lot of manufacturers are coming up with smart actuators. We are having a lot of energy platforms, which is energy driven and things like that, where we are getting a great dashboard, screens, and things like that from everyone. And we are moving into things like that. And fault detection and diagnostics again is, has improved a lot. There's a lot of improvement in diagnostics. The cloud IoT application is definitely addressing a lot of solutions in that area. And we have got augmented reality. In 1940, cars were manufactured like a dashboard. In 1914, we are seeing, Ford. This was one of the Ford cars which came up with no meters, no fuel meters, nothing there. But today you will not dare to drive a car like this. When we are driving a car with every fancy screens on that. When we are doing that, why are we not doing buildings? Why are we not serious for a building? Why are the consultants, designers, architects and owners are not able to address? I am sure that because of the awareness levels are low, maybe they are not thinking seriously about that because they feel that, it's only 2 crore out of, or 1 crore out of 200 crore in a building. That is the attitude of an owner today. I am using little strong words here, but I think it's high time that we bring them up and then we make them aware. It's easy for them to say system doesn't work. But it's easy for they need to spend a lot of money on maintenance. They need to spend a lot of money on the operations team. They can't hire somebody with 7,000 rupees or 8,000 rupees a month for operating and then say that the system will work. They're spending a lot of money initially, but they are not running it the way it is to be run to keep the system in good condition. I think today, a lot more is to be done. And I feel, thank you so much for the opportunity given.